Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Welcome to Bennett's Bike Social, welcome to a somewhat dark Malaga, and welcome to the launch of KTM's Duke 390. Now there's very good reason why the sun has set, and the reason it's dark is because I've had so much fun on KTM's new Duke 390. Now let me tell you a little bit about the bike. So KTM claim that this is 90% new. This is 90% a new model, so it's an entirely new frame. It's an entirely new engine with bigger capacity. Power has gone up like a fraction, but more importantly, the power has come down in the RPM and torque has gone up. So the peak power is a little bit lower and torque is increased, and it's also lower in the RPM. The chassis is completely new. Those with a keen eye will have noticed that the rear shock is now side mounted, which obviously means you need a new frame, obviously means you need a new swinging arm, obviously means you haven't got any linkage. So the rear end is completely new with a new bigger airbox, new aluminium subframe. The forks are completely new with more adjustment. We've got a big 5-inch TFT screen. We've got rider airs like traction control and ABS. We've even got launch control. Can you even believe that? Launch control on an A2 entry-level bike. It's got the rider aids that Superbikes had like 15, 20 years ago, and now this is available on a bike that's just over £5,500 in the UK. We've even got proper Michelin rubber. So today we've just had a fun ride here in Malaga, up in the mountains, kind of on the roads that this bike would be used to, playing about with the modes. Personally, I preferred the standard rider mode, and then switching the Supermoto ABS, so there's no ABS on the rear, and switching off the traction so you can have a little bit of fun. It is a fun little wheelie bike. It will wheelie. It is a single-cylinder engine. It is great fun. And in the Supermoto ABS, you have ABS on the front, but obviously no ABS on the rear, so you can slide it about, screech the tyre, and have fun. Obviously, with the traction off, you can also do nice little burnouts and just have some fun. And that's what KTM promote on this bike. That's what they want from this model. And it ticks every box in that category. So we're back down in Malaga, this time with KTM for the launch of their new 390 Duke. I think the only thing that remains from the old bike is probably the brakes. But tonight we've got a fun road ride out, and then we've got a little bit of gymkhana later. So yeah, looking forward to it. So I've already played around with the modes before we set off, so I'm in street. But I put it in Supermoto ABS, so I've got ABS on the front, no ABS on the back. And I've turned off the traction control for obvious immature reasons, so we'll see how that goes. First impressions, it is very small and light and agile. It's slimmer as well than before, on the seat, feels slimmer. And it just feels quality. You feel that straight away on a bike. And although it's only a little 390, nice torque as well. Yeah, the suspension you can already feel is working well. The clocks are stolen from the bigger Duke. They look good. Switch gear, not too sure. But then again, I've never been too sure about KTM switch gear. KTM's actual slogan for this bike is no bull. I mean, that just sums up KTM's attitude for me. Pretty extreme, pretty radical. We've already had a stunt rider showing us how it's done. We've got gymkhana set up for later on today. And that's the KTM image, that's the KTM brand. It's ready to race. The competition's interested in this class because I think KTM with their image marketing is the most radical of the machines in this bike. And when you look across, you've got Yamaha's what? MT-03, Kawasaki got their twin 400, Honda have got a 350, CF motor in there. And then obviously because it's a KTM, there'll be a sister version of that from Husqvarna. So it's a real interesting class, but in terms of tech, the rider aids, the launch control and everything else, and the adjustment on the suspension, WP suspension obviously, this has definitely got the most spec. It's got a punch, it's definitely got punch. I kind of think this is where the KTM's happy. little lanes like this. Brakes are okay. It's not stopping a lot of weight, is it? Well, it is with me on. But it does feel really light and flickable. And the good thing is the suspension works. It's not budget suspension, which you sometimes get on these type of bikes. It feels nice. Feels really flickable and a bit playful. It's just something with the clutch. When you try to wheel it on the clutch, it's not happy. This is very un-KTM like. It's just fun. It's like the tyres are good. I know they're good, but the grip just kind of feel. I think it's just a little bit dusty on these Spanish roads. I mean, it's a lovely handling, sweet, easy bike, but it's not a throw it onto its pegs, kind of peg scrape type bike. Or maybe I'm just not going hard enough to work the tyres. It's there. I mean, we've got like decent lean, but it's not. Just some really good tyres on it, and it'd be just it'd transform it into, yeah, well, ready to race, but ready to race if you put some different tyres on it. A kind of fun little throw around chuckable toy. And if you turn the rider aids off, you can have some fun, but I imagine the majority of people who buy this bike, who are attracted to the brand and the image, are probably going to put the rider aids on, which if you do that, then you've got really good ABS, really good traction control. Looks good, sounds good, not silly, it's not going to break the bank. I mean, KTM didn't have to do a great deal to the standard bike. Is this the most fun, versatile, good looking bike in the A2 class? It probably is. In terms of negatives, it's pretty difficult to fault, really. The price is competitive, really low. It's only £10 a month more on PCP compared to the 125 equivalent. If you're a little bit old and you're a little bit stiff like me, it is quite small. The seat is lowered by 10mm and it is quite narrow, which makes it accessible for shorter, smaller riders. But after a full day in the saddle, you do start to feel it a little bit. But who's going to be riding this bike all day? I can see this appealing to this new young generation of riders. It is hugely appealing. The suspension is quality. It's difficult to find where they've saved money. Obviously, the bikes are made in India, unlike the 990 and the 1390, which are made in Austria. So I assume that's where they've saved costs by making the bikes in India. But you've got WP suspension on the back, proper Michelin quality rubber. The brakes, which I've found fault with previously with KTM, are not on this model. It's lost a little bit of weight, and the brakes are really strong. It's so flickable, slow, light, so agile. They've lost something like 4.3 kilograms off the wheels. How have they done that? What were the wheels made of before? Granite? But it's so flickable, so much agile, so much fun. I can see this appealing to that under 25 market. If you're after the most fun, good-looking A2 bike, this has to be the one. It's got more advanced rider aids than the competition. It's got really quality suspension. It's great fun. It's great looking, and it's not like it's priced above the competition either. I can see this bike selling by the bucket load. What a great fun bike. I just wish I was like 20 years younger and I had hair and I could enjoy it a bit more.